Ah, there she is. Oh, it just makes my heart sing when I see that baby sitting there, so shiny. Okay. Let me just. Would you hold on to like the sheet music together, please? This is a special tribute to what happened last night. Okay. A 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Lassiter, News Radio 970 WFLA.
Oh, welcome in. 9 minutes after the hour of 3 o'clock. It is a Thursday, February the 23rd, 1989. Much happening this afternoon. First of all, sometime between now and 6 o'clock, we will be drawing not 1, but 2. Are you counting along with me? Not 1, but 2 entries for the finals in the Learjet Dream Trip. Okay? We will also be giving away 1, but possibly 3. 1, but possibly up to 3 snow shovels. Okay? That's 1 for sure between now and 4 o'clock, and maybe 2 more between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And, of course, you don't have to take the snow shovels. You could take the $15, but okay. Starting at 4 o'clock, Ted Webb will have the sports. Gary McHenry will have traffic reports. Don Richards will have news updates. We will also be telling you about the fight coming up on Saturday night that we'll be carrying live here on the radio station, and possibly we can work in 2 or 3 phone calls. There's a distinct possibility we can get 2 or 3 of your phone calls in, along with all of that. So let me give you the telephone numbers in case you wanted to be one of those people. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. I'm going to level with you. I will level with you. I'm working under a double whammy today. First of all, last night, Don't Worry, Be Happy walked off with major Grammy awards, a song that brings sorrow to my heart. Secondly, I do have snow shovels to give away. There really just isn't any way that I am aware of. I am not that good. There isn't any way that I am aware of that you can do a show with a straight face and give away snow shovels. Hey, maybe the new king of talk radio could do that, but I certainly can't. And so, therefore, I'm going to make it primarily an open program. Although not necessarily an open program, I thought, and this is totally up to you guys as to whether or not you can pull this off. I thought we might be able to do an all-request talk show. Okay? So, possibly a new concept, an all-request talk show. This is the way I would envision it. Of course, much of it depends on you people. You see, you could request callers, for example. I'd like to hear from Southside Johnny. If Southside Johnny was out there and wanted to be, then he could call us. Or, something like that. Or maybe issue a challenge. Yeah, I'd like to tell that Carolyn, what for? And if Carolyn was listening, possibly she would call up and accept your challenge. Request talk radio, okay? Like I said, it's up to you guys. There's literally nothing I can do with this one except lay the concept out on the table. And I have this mental image of people all over the Tampa Bay area, basically those who do not have phones or would never call in saying, boy, I think that's really a great idea. But all of those people who do have phones and would call in are now scratching their noggins and saying, well, what's he talking about? I don't understand. Can't we tell vile ethnic jokes anymore? But, that's totally up to you people. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. A couple of other things, too, that I want to tell you about. There is a major promotion coming up on this program for the month of March. We have in our possession, and these are really very hard to come by. I mean, because basically they're only given out to listeners, and like I said, they're really hard to come by. We have in our possession a WTKN T-shirt. You heard me right, not a WFLA T-shirt. They're relatively easy to come by. But a WTKN T-shirt, okay? We have been scratching our heads as to how we will give this T-shirt away because it is such a valuable commodity, something that many, 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 many people would want to have. And we have finally come up with an idea as to how it would be best, how it would be the most fair to give away this T-shirt, okay? This will be a promotion running the entire month of March. You will be requested to take a postcard. Mail the postcard to WFLA, but on the back of the postcard, before you mail it, for God's sake, we are going to ask you to give us your best guesstimate as to how many times during the month of March Schmo from Odessa will show up on various different talk shows on WFLA. Not the other stations, just WFLA. How many times will Schmo from Odessa show up on different talk shows? Your best guess at the end of the month. We'll tally it up, and if, of course, there are ties or it can't really be determined, there will be a drawing as to who will get the WTKN T-shirt. And if you think I'm kidding, I am not. We do have a WTKN T-shirt, and we will be giving it away. Let's see. Last night, of course, Don't Worry, Be Happy. If you want to, your comments on Don't Worry, Be Happy, the song, the concept, whatever. Cat Stevens, Black Day, I'll tell you, for me and mine around my house. Cat Stevens, we find out, is now on the Ayatollah's side. Whatever happened to T for the Tillerman, huh? Ollie, of course, this just really cracks me up. Ollie shed a tear while listening to his lawyer tell the jury about what a nice guy Ollie was. And, of course, Jimmy Swaggart made it. Thank goodness. Jimmy Swaggart raised the money. He will not be going off of television. I certainly would hate to think of what those poor folks who normally give their money to Jimmy would do otherwise with their hard-earned dollars. So, like I said, let me see. There are two lines open. They are both of them in Pinellas. 461-9352. 461-WFLA. To the phones we go. Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on there at 970 WFLA.
Hey, you asked for a request. I just wanted to request Mr. Airstream.
Request Mr. Airstream. That I wish I could. I wish there was some way that I had that tape, but I just no longer have it. I lost it, believe it or not.
That's a shame. It was a classic, no doubt. And Don't Worry, Be Happy. It stinks.
What do you mean? What stinks? The concept, the song, what?
The song.
Well,
I mean, it's a cheap rip-off on reggae, so...
Well, now, are you sure? Listen to it one more time.
I think I like your version better.
What do you mean, like my version better?
I like your version better.
It's a catchy song, don't you think?
Oh, certainly, but what happened to the great lyrical content,
Would you like a snow shovel?
Certainly.
Well, I'm not going to give you one, but I just thought I'd check to see if, I when they told me about it, I said, nobody's going to want a snow shovel, and I'm just doing a little poll.
Well, I'm a native here, and I lived through the last snowstorm. We got all of about 1.5 inches.
Well, that could be a disaster here. But if
it was.
An inch, I'm telling you flat out, if there's 1.5 inches of snow on the ground when it's time for me to go to work tomorrow, I'm calling in sick. I'll be damned if I'm going to risk my life on the streets of Tampa with 1.5 inches of snow with these people here who do not know how to drive in it.
Do that, Robert. It is terrible. The bridges ice up. You have people that have never driven on ice. I think
people like me, I've not driven on snow for 10 or 12 years. It would take me quite a while to learn how to do it again.
Well, I'm a native here, and it just dawned on me that it would not be a good idea to go out. And I think we had more fender benders that day than we had in a year.
By the way, it wasn't nice of me to tease you with a snow shovel. You can have it. Or would you rather have $15?
I'll take the $15.
Okay, I'll put you on hold and give you over to Michael, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Off we go now to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air.
Hey, Bob.
970 WFLA.
Hey.
Yeah.
How are you doing today,
I'm
sir?
doing fine. Yourself?
We got the yin-yang of the year, if we can get him to call in.
Well, what do you mean?
Cleveland Wheeler?
Cleveland Wheeler. You are requesting Cleveland Wheeler to stop driving around in his Rolls-Royce, eating up all that gas.
Or the 6KG.
And call the show. Okay, Cleveland, you have been challenged. Cleveland
Yes,
Wheeler
sir.
has been challenged to call in on the show, and I promise, Cleveland, I will not mention Nutrisystem.
Come on, we know he's listening.
Well, of course he's listening.
He listens every year, every day of the year.
Well, Cleveland, like you, sir, has good taste.
Oh, of course. Bob Lassiter is number one in the area.
That's right. That's right. May not be the king anymore, but
Be real. Come on, you got it together down there.
Well, yes, okay. So a challenge to Cleveland Wheeler on our All Request Day.
Of course.
What would you like Cleveland to talk about? You may have to help him out because normally when Cleveland speaks on the radio, he's speaking someone else's words, like Connell's or something. So you have to tell Cleveland what you want him to say.
Well, let's see. He can't be his monkey because he spanks it.
Anything else?
Oh, I don't know. He's got that shiny head, if we can tone it down a little.
We don't make fun of middle-aged men who are losing their hair on the show, sir.
Oh, we can all buy him hats.
Well, we had asked people to send hats over there.
Yeah, but
we
hasn't
didn't hear
happened.
Oh, I don't know. We had them sent direct.
I'm sorry.
You certainly are, and you're gone, too. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Tampa.
First-time caller.
Great.
I'm a little nervous to be out there.
Nervous? Why are you nervous?
I don't know. This is first-time caller. I never talked to the magnificent Lassiter.
Oh, the magnificent Lassiter. I'd forgotten all about that. Thank you for reminding me.
First of all, I got a couple of things I want to talk about. One on a serious note, but I'd like to challenge Lud to call because it's been a while since he's called, ever since Lionel started his 9 to 12. So I'd like to challenge Lud to call in.
A challenge for Lud to call in, okay.
Yeah. And also, did you hear Sam's show yesterday? I know it might have been hard for you.
Oh, I heard a little bit of it.
Okay. He had this thing about the Ayatollah.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Some people were saying, yeah, I'd like to put a pie in the face of the Ayatollah, but I also, I'd pay more to do it to Lassiter,
Mm-hmm.
So I got this kind of an idea, like maybe, how are we doing anyways on the Dick Norman Memorial thing? Is it the scholarship?
I haven't heard a total for a couple of days. The last total I heard was approaching $9,000.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to think, if there was some sort of, because, WFLA is so popular, and you guys down there are so popular, it would be great to set up some kind of booth where maybe we could throw pies at the Lassiter.
throw pies at Lassiter.
And charge money.
Oh,
and charge money for the scholarship
fund. A little bit better, Michael. You would want me to suffer that humiliation?
Well, I don't think I would really want you, but maybe Sam.
Have you ever been hit in the face with a pie, by the way?
Nah.
I have once.
It's not fun, is it?
Blew my high, I want to tell you. Whoa.
Back in the 60s, huh?
Yeah, it was a pie made out of shaving cream, but unfortunately they made it out of mentholated shaving cream. Nobody stopped.
It burned.
Oh, yes, it did. It still does.
Okay, well, it just stuck with me yesterday. Oh, yeah, that too.
No, not different, Bob. I'm sorry.
Or Al Gardner says he's the
away on vacation. Tough seat to fill. Well, I thank you very much.
All right, Bob, think about it.
Oh, sure, I'll think about it. I don't think her at all. Get hit in the face with pies. One line open. It's in Hillsborough, 990-9352. Mike Taylor, Sears Auto Mechanic.
And I moved down just about when Bush got inaugurated. I turned you on for the first time. You were ripping on people. I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, this guy is kick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Then I went and saw talk radio, and I saw how you plagiarized him. It's all right, Bob. I don't care. It's all right that you had to copy his style.
I beg your pardon. I've been doing this a hell of a lot longer than talk radio has been around.
Bob, don't beg, please. Don't beg.
Uh-huh.
And I thought you were great.
Yeah.
You're the man, Bob. You were cutting people off. You get into religious discussions.
Right.
It's great. But now...
Like I did yesterday,
It just seems like the last week or two, you're boring.
Yeah.
You're too nice to people.
That's probably because I have a lot of jerks on the air. Michael isn't screening the calls very well, especially those that come from Zephyr Hills. St. Petersburg, you're on there at 970 WFLA.
Hello there.
Hey there, St. Pete. How you doing?
Okay, we're getting a little cool over here.
Uh-huh.
It's nice, though.
Great.
I enjoy it. I like heck out of it because summertime it's just way too hot.
Yeah,
Hey,
well, this isn't summertime, so.
How's that?
This isn't summertime.
Good observation. All right, you were saying something about, what was it, Swaggart there? One of those TV evangelists?
Yes, I did.
I'd like to know what the heck is the matter that the federal government doesn't break down all the income in the church and tax that as a minister. I mean, it's fine for a non-profit organization, but why does the head of it get to live in the lap of luxury just because the federal government won't tax him?
He is taxed, sir.
He is taxed?
Yes, sir.
When did that start happening?
Minister salaries have always been taxable, sir.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, well, that's great. Well, they still bring down millions of dollars. What was it? Jim Baker had $10 million out of PTL or something, didn't he?
Yes, sir, and he paid his taxes on it.
And he paid taxes on it. Well, that's
yes,
good.
sir.
I'm glad I talked to you. I didn't know that.
I believe it goes back to sometime in the 1920s, sir, when the income tax became a reality in this country.
Uh-huh. Well, that's great. That's wonderful. All right, well, you have a good day.
Glad to help you out there.
Yeah.
Take care. Okay. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 4619352 in Pinellas. Pinellas Park, hi, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
How you doing?
Great.
I was going to request that you play Airstream, but your first caller kind of took that, so I've been sitting.
Yeah. Break breaks my heart, man. You know, what can I say? How I could have ever lost something like that. All I can assume, oh, sure, Michael's really giving me sour faces. All I can assume is that I dropped it behind a piece of furniture or something, and that, you know, maybe the next time I move or rearrange the house, we'll find it.
Okay, that's
Because I've looked everywhere.
But since then I've been thinking, and here's somebody we haven't heard from in a long time, and that would be Jacob.
Uh-huh.
Did his wife have that baby?
Request for Jacob. Yes, I believe that Irma did have the baby.
You never found out what it was, he or she?
To tell you the truth, I don't remember, which is kind of strange because I usually would. But a request for Jacob to check in with us this afternoon. Okay, that's a reasonable request.
We haven't heard from him in a while. Hope he's okay.
Well, you know, maybe I don't know. Perhaps he was picked up at a park or something. Distributing literature, of course.
Yes. Well. Oh well.
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah.
Be happy, okay?
I'll try.
Okay.
Take care. Two lines open, both in Pinellas, 461-9352, 461 WFLA. Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Tampa.
Bob, it's rainy. It's drizzly outside. Let's have
it's miserable,
some fun.
isn't it?
Yeah, let's have some fun.
Well, what did you have in mind? I'm a married man.
Oh, well, I thought maybe if Decency Lady happened to catch Lionel's show today and when he was talking about the M word, masturbation, she could call in and give us her comments on that.
Well, it's my understanding that Decency Lady is actually in the hospital with palpitations after that program this morning.
Oh, God. See, I was afraid that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since that's not a possibility, let me throw something else
Well,
at
she might be able to call from the hospital, but it's my understanding that Decency Lady is in the hospital.
Oh, well, if you could attempt, maybe have your producer try and reach her, I think it'd be interesting.
Well, if it's possible, you know that we would get her on.
Okay. Well, another thing I could throw out there.
Yeah.
But we could maybe take some international variations on Don't Worry, Be Happy. I have one for you.
I'm listening.
Let's start it out. Maybe somebody from India, for example. Use curry, be gassy.
Whoa, I see I see where you're coming from. I kind of like that, to tell you the truth.
Okay, or maybe
certainly it's a hell of a lot more creative than much of what has been going on today.
Or maybe from England, Marie Antoinette. Oh, no, wait, that's not England, that's France. Marie Antoinette, don't...
That's okay. Half of my audience doesn't know. That's
Okay, how about Don't Hurry to Decap Me?
Whoa. Where are you getting these from?
I was just
These
sitting...
can't just be rolling off the top of your head. You don't expect me to buy that.
No, seriously, I'm sitting here looking out the window of my office trying to liven up my day, as you always help do, and thought we might liven up the show together. And so let's get some international variations out there.
Sounds great to me.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. One line open in Hillsborough, 990-9352, and in Pinellas, 461-9352. Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at 970.
Hey, Bob.
Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, fine. Thank you, Tampa.
Hey, that last caller was pretty cool.
Very cool lady.
First of
Very
all,
cool lady.
Well, let's talk about Second Winter. Does that sound familiar? An old album?
Second Winters? I don't know what you're talking about.
Second Winter. Johnny Winter, Second Winter.
Uh-huh.
Does this sound familiar to you?
No, I'm not a Johnny Winter fan.
You're not? Did you ever hear it?
I've no doubt heard a cut or two from it, but I've never had the album, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, you like good music, so I thought, you liked some of the stuff, Turning Point, stuff like I liked, so I thought maybe you would get into Second Winter a little
Johnny
bit.
Winter just never did anything for me.
Pardon?
Johnny Winter just never did anything for me.
Oh, no, listen to Second Winter. Get the album. It's called Second Winter. It's excellent, and I figured that would be a great album for you to listen to it about this time of the year.
Okay.
If you have a chance,
your phone line, by the way, is absolutely horrible. But I'll try to find a copy of it and give it a listen to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Another thing I have to ask you.
Real quick, because your phone line is awful.
Okay. We're working. Me and a guy are working with these people, and we think they're kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
We think they're kind of strange, and we're trying to figure out how do you find out how two men that are real big buck strong guys that work out all the time in the gym, big pectorals and all the good stuff that goes with the bodies and all that, leaving us stranded on these jobs with these big manly answers, and then they just leave us alone, and we think they could be kind of gay. How do you find out? Do you just point blank ask them or what?
Well, you might do that and duck. Bel Air Causeway. Bel Air, you're on the air at 970
Bob.
WFLA. Please
Hi,
don't. You need not scream.
What? Okay, well,
It's just my
cold
eyes
out here.
are bad, not my ears.
Okay.
I'm cold.
You're cold.
I'm on Delaware Causeway in a phone booth, and you may think I'm crazy. But there are two guys out here sailboarding.
Well, there's a good wind today.
It's a darn good wind.
Well, that's basically what sailboarding requires is a good wind.
Yeah. No, I think this icicles hanging from their mustaches. Anyway, to get to the point of the call, I would like to request...
Well, you mean that wasn't what you called about?
No.
Oh.
It was just a pleasant aside.
A pleasant aside, I see. Okay.
Okay, Bob. I'd like to hear from Gulfport Baby. I haven't heard from her in, I guess, months.
Why would you want to hear from Gulfport Baby?
She's the best talk show caller since Lionel.
What makes her a good talk show caller?
Because she just seems so coherent. More than half. Well, let's see, better than Tom from Lutz. Now you got to admit that.
Tom from Lutz. The name does ring a bell. Not much of one, but nonetheless a bell. Yeah.
Okay. If we can't hear from Gulfport Baby, I'd like to hear from the Brandon Brain Lady. I haven't heard her in a while.
The Brandon Brain Lady and Gulfport Baby. These are very, very strange requests you're making, you know.
And is that the theme from Close Encounters?
Is what the theme from Close Encounters?
The background noise.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I will not bring it up again. Okay. I better get out of here. The waves are breaking over the dock here, and my feet are going to get wet.
But you want to hear from Gulfport Baby? Okay. Great. She's your favorite caller.
Yeah, next to Lionel.
Next to Lionel.
When he was a caller.
Well, in many ways. Gulfport Baby it is. Okay, we'll see what we can do for you there.
Thanks, Bob.
Take care out there on that causeway. Don't hurt yourself. 990-9352 in Hillsborough. I don't know why I'm giving you the number. The line is in Pinellas. 461-9352. We'll take care of it there. 461-WFLA. Town and country. Hi there, Town. You're on the air.
Bob?
Yeah.
I had a question for you. Just hopefully you can answer it from my general knowledge.
Yeah.
It's out of the Tampa Tribune yesterday in the business section.
Yeah.
This guy opened up a nightclub downtown, the Baja Beach Club.
Yeah.
And one of these neat things that's going to make it prosperous, I guess, is that they drive a bus around downtown, I guess at about 5 o'clock, and try to pick people up and come down there to bring them to the club.
Sounds like a smart thing to do.
Yeah, it is, I guess, but I'm just not sure how they're getting around the open container law. I thought maybe you could enlighten me. It says the bus riders will be served complimentary champagne and beer.
Real simple. There are a couple of exclusions in the open container law. One of them is a limousine, and the other is a public conveyance such as that.
Oh, a public conveyance? I mean, like even a bus, or? Well,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I need to know. I wasn't aware of there were any...
Yeah, there are two, at least two. There may even be additional ones, but there are at least two exclusions, and that would certainly be covered under one of them.
Are they taxed to get this privilege, or?
Taxed? No, I don't think so. You know, why would they be taxed?
Well, I mean, that's, what makes a taxi cab special or something. Well, I guess they wouldn't offer it.
No, taxi cab, to the best of my knowledge, is not included in that.
That's right. It's private, I guess. Okay, well, that about clears it up then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. One line available. Oh, we're so happy to help people out. You know, it's what we're here for. Michael and I, every day, we sit around and we start watching the clock, and, around about 2:15, Michael says, gosh, only 45 minutes to go, big guy, until we're on there helping the people out. And then around 10 minutes of 3, I say, oh, Mikey, it's only another 10 minutes. It's what we're here for. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Bob, I know what'll get you in a good, happy mood today.
I'm in a great mood today. What do you mean?
Okay, then you must have loved watching the Grammys last night, right?
I didn't really watch them.
Then
someday I will tell you what I watched last night.
You didn't see them.
There are only two people on the face of the earth that know what I watched last night, and I am not quite ready to admit to it yet. But someday, probably my last day in the market, I will admit to what I watched last evening.
But you didn't. You missed the Latin Love Queen.
The Latin Love Queen. Well,
your girlfriend and mine, Miss Gloria Estefan.
You're not going to believe this, but I did see Gloria briefly last night on the tube. I was flipping around later because she was on quite late on the Grammys. I was getting ready to switch over to the news or something, and it was like, I think she was on about 10:45, something like that.
So you did see her walk out?
Yes, yes, I did.
Whoa.
But
got me concerned.
Unfortunately, my wife was in the room, and so I have to pretend to be kind of disinterested.
Oh.
Oh,
that sucks.
It really does. But you know how wives are. They can really be a little bit possessive.
Well, if I win that Learjet thing, me and you'll go down to Miami and pay her a visit. With some flowers, of course.
Are you serious you would do that for me?
I would.
What's your name?
This is Pepe.
Pepe?
Yes.
Okay, the Learjet contest is off. Pepe has won, everybody. Don't bother. Pepe and I are going to Miami. How soon do you think we can get that jet over here?
I'm ready to go right now.
To go right now. Oh, Gloria, baby. Gee, Willikers. Oh, and damn it, I've got all these live spots I've got to do today.
Oh, get Michael to do them.
No, it doesn't work that way. Oh,
you got a tape recording from one of your Saturday shows, from one of your shows is usually on Saturday, don't you?
Well, mate. Oh, Pepe, but well, we could just drive down. It's only 5 hours.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'd like to hear from.
We'll drive down.
I'd like to hear from Lud.
You'd like to hear from Lud?
I doubt it, though, but I'd like to.
You'd like to?
Or maybe that idiot Caroline.
The idiot Caroline?
Yeah.
You're not certainly referring to Carolyn from Newport.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, Carolyn. See.
Well, what makes her an idiot?
I don't
very
know.
sharp lady.
Probably just the fact that she can open her mouth and speak.
She's a very, very sharp woman.
Well, just because you got a pointy head.
Oh, it must be another one of the, the gang from that other station on.
No. Yeah, well, that's it.
Well, okay, Pepe, but at least you have very good taste in Cuban women who head up rock groups that record primarily in English.
It took me $4 in ice last night just to calm down. So let's not talk about.
To tell you the truth, I thought she looked like hell.
Well,
I've never seen her look so bad.
What do you mean look so bad, Bob?
I didn't like the way she was dressed. Her hair was kind of meh. She looked a little pale.
You know what it is? I think it's her husband, Emilio. I think he's trying to bring her down. He's getting jealous.
Well, she could have just had the flu or something, but I didn't really think she looked good at all. I was somewhat disappointed in the glances that I was stealing.
Okay, but she did look better than most.
Yes.
Okay.
Not as good as Mary, of course.
Well, is she listening right now? I'm sorry.
Probably.
I didn't mean to bring this up.
Yeah, I think her favorite soap opera doesn't come on for a while yet, so.
Crap. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll drive down there. Because she still lives down in Miami,
Oh, yeah.
We'll go when Emilio's
I know where
there.
they live.
Wait a minute.
Miami Sound Machine Drive.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, I know they still live in that little old house. That's amazing. Got all that money and they still live in that little house.
Probably they have all the money.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll see you after the show.
Hasta luego.
Be good.
Bye-bye.
By the way, speaking of the Learjet Fantasy, allow me to dip into the box containing the cards, and I have done so. I have a card before me. This particular person wants to go to Puerto Rico. W.H. Rodriguez is the name, W.H. Rodriguez of Tampa. You are now entered in to the final drawing, coming up on the 16th of March for the Learjet Fantasy Trip. By the way, still yet another drawing today. This program between 5:30 and 6 o'clock.
Home on ABC TV is changing people's lives, and they're writing home about it.
I wrote to the home show.
I don't understand where Lud would come into that.
Well, I've heard Lud talk about wrestling from the old days, and I think he'd like to talk about Mildred and her alligator clutch and things of that nature.
Okay, so a request for conversation about Mildred. You don't really care where it comes from, then?
I'd like to hear somebody reminisce about the old days of wrestling, talk about old Mildred.
Mm-hmm.
I read her obit, and it was quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. That is surprising. That hasn't shown up on some other shows. Of course, I, being the quintessential wrestling talk show host in the market, don't normally dip back that far. But there are other programs that are more historical in their approach to wrestling. So, we'll see what happens this afternoon. You never know.
You did see the obit, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard about it. Actually, no, I didn't see the obit. I heard about it on the radio.
The inventor of the alligator clutch, which is a pinning maneuver where the wrestler twists his opponent into something resembling a pretzel and then sits on him.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
She used to work the carnival circus.
Oh, I have to see if I can't train Mary to do that.
She offered $25 to any man of similar weight who could pin her within 10 minutes, and reportedly no one ever did.
Right, no one ever did. They
used to put her poster up in the police department to shame the officers into staying in shape.
Shame the officers into staying in shape, I see.
They've got a picture over here, and she kind of looks like, well, you know what the California raisin looks like?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Take the shades off, spray paint it white, and put a Roy Orbison wig on, and you've got her.
Whoa. Oh, how are we ever going to get by without that woman around?
5'2", 138 pounds of muscle.
Woof, woof.
She was even in Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I'm already starting to get vapors here just thinking about this.
She did 100 body bridges on the editor's desk of Ripley's. She ran a wrestling school in Encino, California. I mean, this has got to be one of the greats. Back from between 36 and 56, she was the world's women's...
Wait a second, wasn't she on John Eastman's show this morning?
Yeah, he kept her on hold for an hour and a half, though.
That's right, and they carried her over onto the Astrologette show, and the Astrologette said, give me your date of birth, and she said, I'm dead, and so the Astrologette said, oh, well, that's okay, give me your date of death.
I'm sorry, we can't talk about Astrologettes in Bel Air Bluffs. They're getting ready to pass a law to make them illegal to practice in our town.
Are you serious? You won't be able to do astrology in Bel Air Bluffs? Why?
Not in charge for it. Nope,
oh, that'll keep the Astrologette out of town.
Yeah, they were. There was one in this town, and they ran her out of town. First, they tried to give her a $3,000 occupational license, and they said, that's unconstitutional. So they're trying to pass a law to make the whole practice, fortune tellers, soothsayers,
Holy cow! What about radio signals that kind of drift in over the border?
Well, gee, I don't know. It probably would make, they would probably make that illegal. I suppose they can't even sell the newspapers that have astrology in it because they try.
Well, that would really raise, I suppose, a very interesting question. I mean, suppose there was a client, there isn't, but suppose there was a client who did business in Bel Air Bluffs and wanted to buy time on TKN during the Astrologette show. I wonder if that would, qualify. I mean, it could really get touchy here.
They say they're going to pepperoni pizzas are the next thing they're going to outlaw in this town. I understand. That's the rumor.
What's the matter with you people in Bel Air Bluffs?
I don't know. I'm not a voter in this town. I just work here.
You work there?
Yeah.
There's industry in Bel Air Bluffs?
Well, there's a business district. We have a zoned commercial, and yes.
Oh, you mean down where the Astrologette used to be?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I got you now. Well, I thank you very much. We'll see what we can do.
Talk to you later, Bob.
Be good. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Tampa, hi there, Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
This is Bay Area's favorite boogaboo of talk shows.
Well, I don't know.
I would like to hear from Rocky.
A call from Rocky. Why would you want to hear from Rocky?
Well, I think we can organize a world's greatest bigot contest.
World's greatest bigot?
And find out how many different words you can find for the word black.
Uh-huh. Who else did you want to have in the contest?
Who else? Whoever calls in.
Oh, whoever calls in. Oh, okay. You want Rocky to accept challenges, then, in other words?
Yeah, I'll challenge Rocky.
You'll challenge Rocky.
I got 22 words.
22 words?
Yeah.
How long have you been working on that list?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, did you start it earlier this afternoon, or has this been a lifelong pursuit, something going back to 1957? What?
About a year.
About a year. Why is it that you started keeping this list?
Just curiosity. I don't know. I just want to find out how many words there are.
Are things really that slow in Tampa that young men such as yourself compile a list like this? I mean, I thought it was a fairly hip town.
Well, if he doesn't want to go by list, he can go by other things. There's other ways of determining the world's greatest bigot.
Well, okay. We'll see what happens. Take care if the lady wrestler doesn't beat him up, maybe. Standing by, Don Richards with a WFLA News Brief. Donald, baby, how you doing?
Pretty good, Bob. A man with a gun.
Caller here from Tampa. I'm kind of sick today, so I've got a chance to call you.
Well, where have you called from before?
Well, I've never called before. I'm sorry.
Oh, you mean not just a first-time caller from Tampa, but a first-time caller, period?
Exactly.
Oh.
Excuse my grammar. Yeah, I was just calling you today. Seeing how you're having requests and all, I'd like to put in a request for Ludd and whatever it is you can get out of him to say. And I also wanted to thank you for the ticket for your show on March 3rd. I received it the other day.
Don't forget, it's, different time now.
Yeah, I realized that.
Because, we were very concerned that people are going to be showing up, for the Sam McClellan show tomorrow and being bitterly disappointed.
Well, that would be a disappointment, but no.
No. That's not the way I meant it. Disappointed that they would have to sit here for 6 hours and Sam smokes cigars.
Well, I don't smoke, but I have arranged to have the entire day off so I can go in there and see you and all that. Also, I wanted to let you know that I have a tape of Mr. Airstream if you would like to make a copy of it. That's from your April Fool's Day.
It's probably a cassette tape.
Yes, sir.
The quality would be so bad that it really just would not be airable for us.
Yeah. Well, I just thought I would offer.
Well, I appreciate that. A number of people do have it on cassette, but every time you go from one generation to another generation, you lose so much quality that it would just be too noisy by the time we got it up to what we would need it for in the way of tape.
Well, I thought perhaps you would want it for your own personal, collection.
I don't have a personal collection, to tell you the truth.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the only show I have is the last show that I did at WPLP. It's the only show I've ever kept.
Oh.
And I don't know why I kept that one.
Well, I
just haven't gotten around to throwing it out.
Either. Also, I wanted to ask you if you liked the comic book I gave you out there at the Brandon Sports Emporium.
If I liked it, yes.
You did enjoy that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Would you like me to bring you in a few of the other copies?
Well, but what we don't do on the show are, whole personal conversations, per se.
Yeah, I realize that.
Okay.
Would it be possible for me to leave my number and you could call me after the show?
No, because I don't call callers.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, thanks for your time, and I'll just show up there on Friday.
Be good. 990-9352 in Hillsboro. Other people have their friends call up, not me. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Oh, fine, Tampa.
Great. Yeah, I hate to sound like everybody else here, but I want to hear Ludd and Lionel conference call. I want to see which one of these nuts has got any guts. Well, let me hear them both together to put this rumor to rest once and for all. Either Ludd is Ludd and Lionel's Lionel, or they're both the same. I don't know. We haven't heard from Ludd in a while, so that's what I think. Also, that song that guy sent you, and you played, last week on Friday.
Oh yeah.
Was that done on, you were just saying about cassette. Did he give you a cassette copy of that, or was that on reel-to-reel?
No, that was a cassette copy, but it was the first generation.
Okay.
You see, if you had a tape from last April 1st show, this is what you have. You have a tape of something that was taken off of what is called a logger machine years ago at WPLP. A logger runs at 1 7/8 inches per second, or per second, I guess that is.
That's not very...
Very, very slow, very poor quality. Then that tape was put onto a regular reel-to-reel, and that tape was put onto a cassette, broadcast quality cassette, and then, that was put onto a regular cassette, amateur kind that you and I would have at home, and then that was broadcast. So it's just so many generations that it's hopeless.
Right.
It just isn't worth it.
Yeah, I didn't know some stations, they don't like to play cassette, even if it's first generation. They prefer quarter-inch, 7.5 IPS or whatever.
Well, for anything in the way of, like commercials, yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I, too, got tickets. Got them in the mail yesterday. I was
Great.
Happy to get them for the 10th. So we'll be seeing you there. And also, I wanted to ask about the headphones. Said to bring a headset, a Walkman. Is that mandatory? Or is
no, it's not mandatory. It's just if you'd like to hear the show,
so
it would help.
That's the only way you can hear the callers.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, Bob, see you a week from Friday.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
990-9352 in Hillsboro, 990-WFLA. St. Petersburg. Hi there, Saint. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bob?
Yeah.
Listen, I'd like to hear from Richard Hayworth.
Richard Hayworth? Who's Richard Hayworth?
The man from Scientology.
Okay.
Yeah. He's called in a few times.
Uh-huh. And, is there a little more to it than that?
I wanted to ask him about Richard Secord.
Well, why don't you call him? I don't understand what's going on here.
Well, yes, maybe I will call him at that.
Okay.
But he's been an interesting caller.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Two more hours yet to go. Well, please, whatever you do, don't venture terribly far. 990-9352 in Hillsboro, 461-9352 in Pinellas. 13 minutes after the hour, 4 o'clock. Welcome back, hour number 2 for Thursday, February the 23rd, 1989. Of course, we're in a quandary. If you weren't with us in the first hour, they had me giving away snow shovels. Ladies and gentlemen, I am an artist. An artist, that's what I am, and I cannot give away snow shovels and do the type of talk show that I feel should be done in the afternoon. However, I'd much rather give away snow shovels and get paid for it. So we kind of like threw it open and took requests and things of that nature, and there aren't any more snow shovels to give away. But the show's already destroyed now. The artist in me is I'm weeping. I'm just weeping. I'll give you the telephone numbers. One line available in Hillsborough, 990-9352. Pinellas full, but 461-9352 when there is an opening. St. Petersburg, hi there, Saint. You're on the air at 970 WFLA. Do you believe what they do to me? An artist like this make me give away snow shovels?
Well, it would figure, really, that you could give away snow shovels. We might even get some flakes the way it's been spitting over here in Pinellas today. So it wouldn't surprise me to see some. I remember when it snowed in 77 and the interstates were closed.
Wait a second. I've been in Pinellas County. There's always a great deal of spittle flying through the air in Pinellas County.
Well, this is true, but it certainly comes from our senior citizens, not from the younger, innovative people of St. Petersburg.
I see.
I do request that Southside Johnny calls in. I have a problem with the IRS, and I know that he knows more about the IRS than anybody in this entire Tampa Bay area, and I need help, and so I need Southside Johnny.
Well, it was my understanding that Southside Johnny really only has two ways of dealing with the IRS. First of all, don't tell them. Whatever it is that that you've earned, don't tell them. And then the second thing that Southside Johnny could tell you is when you do have to tell them, you'll also have to pay a penalty, too.
Well, I'm aware of that, but I figured with all of his knowledge now over all of these years, he may have come up with a new twist.
Well, of course, one of the things that I was thinking of Southside Johnny just last week when they were talking about, the 50 tax experts who came up with 50 different, answers. Southside Johnny, one guy, 50 different stories.
Well, certainly.
Hey, what's such a big deal about 50 people, 50 different stories?
Now, if Southside Johnny can't call, if his wife would call, that would be fine, too.
I guess funny, she never calls.
I know.
I don't understand.
But I'll settle for either one.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do for you.
Thank you, Bob.
Hey, anytime, 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas, Tampa. Hi there, Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yes, Mr. Lassiter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you remember back in, I'd say, mid-'87 when you did, you had talked about everybody calling up and always praising you on the show and it's a waste of time and, ruining the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you did the all in one day, as much praise as you could get in that day and it'd all be over with.
Yes.
Okay, do you remember the Lord's Prayer version of that you got?
Well, that wasn't that day, sir.
Yes, it was.
No,
sure it was. I called it in.
No, sir. If you're talking about the Lord's Pledge.
No, not the Lord's Pledge, okay? This is something totally different, okay? And I sent you a copy of it in the mail. I just have wondered...
Oh, okay, yeah, vaguely. Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking
received
about.
that?
Yes, I did.
Good.
I don't have the biggest idea what I did with it, but I do remember receiving it now,
no problem. I just wanted... I had a request for a caller, too. The Screamer, the guy that'll call in and try and hassle you, and then he'll break into, insane screaming, and of course, you graciously let him scream to boost your ratings real well, I'm sure.
That doesn't help the ratings. The reason we let him scream is we're hoping that he's going to destroy his vocal cords.
I figure the guy's going to get a hernia from it the way he goes on and on,
Well, that's a side bonus that we're hoping for on that one.
Okay. But I noticed you put him in the background of one of the well, not you personally, I'm sure, but the promoters have put him in the background of one of your promotions for your show. Now, had you heard that yet?
Well, yeah, Brad James is very fond of that caller.
Okay, what's his name? Do you remember?
Free car wash. I say briefly that because if I told you about everything that the Grand Prix Car Wash does, we'd probably be here well into the sports huddle. The Grand Prix Car Wash is, of course, obviously a car wash. That's what it says, Grand Prix Car Wash. You take your car there and you can get it washed. But, so much more, because the Grand Prix Car Wash, it's really a service organization that does just about everything you could possibly think of for protecting and making your car look like it's brand new, better than brand new. I mean, everything from literally shampooing the carpets Yeah, they'll do that at the Grand Prix Car Wash. Obviously, the engine, the outside, all different types of wax options, the Grand Prix Car Wash. So when you want a clean car, when you want a car that is really spruced up, or a car that's just in need of some work, because you let it go, the Grand Prix Car Wash is the place to take it. 3 locations to serve you. 1880 Gulf to Bay Boulevard, right across from Clearwater High School. In Seminole, 10471 Park Boulevard, and the newest location, 3622 Gandy Boulevard, about a half a block east of the crosstown. The Grand Prix Car Wash. Don't forget that name. Tampa, you're still there? Hello, Tampa.
Hi, Bob.
Okay, let me try to answer your question for you with all sincerity and honesty.
Okay.
There are some people, myself included, who feel that some individuals allow their intelligence to get in between their belief in a God and the mind that God supposedly gave them.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some things that just do not make sense. For example, in the early part of the Bible in Genesis, the order of creation is backwards. It's the kind of mistake a man would make, certainly not a God would make. Some of the absurdities, for example, cursing dogs with childbirth pains because somebody ate of the forbidden fruit. Doesn't make any sense. A loving, just, dear God wouldn't do those kinds of things.
Well, I take a Bible class in my Episcopal church, and when I ask questions like this of the minister, he says you have to, first of all, we don't even know who wrote Genesis, and that the writer of Genesis had a bigger picture in mind. He's writing a story with God's hand in it. He wants a certain thing to get across. I always wondered where the women came from. How did Cain and Abel, produce children? There were no other women mentioned besides Eve. When I asked the minister, he said, you have to understand there was a bigger picture they wanted to get across, whoever wrote this.
It's a cop-out. The minister has no more of an answer or an idea than you do. He's making up an excuse. You see, that's where the problem comes in. The minister is assuming that you're stupid and that you'll accept such a ridiculous gobbledygook answer. That's where the problem comes in.
Well, why do you think it's a gobbledygook answer? Do you know who wrote Genesis?
Does it make any difference? Does it make any difference?
No, it doesn't. So I don't understand your question.
Well,
why does that have...
Then if it doesn't make any difference, why insist the Genesis is the Word of God?
It was a story told from one person got the Word of God, and then it was so many generations beyond the actual person who heard the word from God.
Then is it not possible that the entire concept of God is just a story that's been passed down, too?
Well, no, I don't think that. I don't believe that.
Do you really think God cares about whether or not you masturbate or expose your breasts?
No.
Neither do I.
Mm-mm.
I think there's a much bigger picture here. So then why do we need this book that says that he does care about whether or not you masturbate or expose your breasts?
But we're in the Apocrypha books that we're studying now, and every week when we go there, the minister will state again and again, you have to remember the times that this was written. And right now we're studying Sirach, and he says you have to remember that Sirach was this old Jew living in Egypt, and he wanted the Jewish boys to stay Jewish, and that's why it was written in this way.
Do you think God cared about the Jewish boys staying Jewish?
No, not at all.
Then why do you think that these people who were racist for one thing, who were of course anti-feminist for another, why do you think these were God's chosen people? Couldn't God have done better than that?
Well, that's why Jesus came down, because the people of the time screwed up.
1,500 years later?
Yeah. Well, look how many years it's been since we're still screwing up, but, Jesus is going to come again, but God's given us chances time after time after time, again and again and again to do it right.
You sure?
Yeah, otherwise the second coming would have, Armageddon would have already happened.
What a really poor book this marvelous God left for you to help you straighten yourself out. I would have think he could have written a much better book, wouldn't you?
Well, the New Testament is a really good book from the time when Jesus' words.
The New Testament contradicts itself.
The New Testament does?
Yeah. What's probably the most important story in the New Testament?
The most important part of the New Testament,
Sermon on the Mount?
I believe, is the Sermon on the Mount, because it's
4 different versions of the Sermon on the Mount, and 3 of them seriously leave out major things that were in the first version. I've got to run, but could we talk about it again some other time?
Sure, I'd love to.
All right, please do.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Don Richards standing by with the WFLA News. Donald?
We know a bit more now.
990-9352, 990-WFLA, mid-Pinellas, not to be, I guess, mistaken for North or South Pinellas.
Hello, Bob.
Yeah, mid.
This is Lloyd.
Right.
I want to squeeze the idea by you, me and Merle, been thinking about adding some guinea pigs to our hamster farm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to also hear from my good friend and
Sir, sheep impersonations are best done on other programs. This show doesn't need sheep impersonations.
Bob,
we have the best here. Absolutely the best. Clearwater, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, I'd like to request that Fez Watley call in.
Fez Watley call in. Why would you like to request that?
Well, there's an ad, a billboard that WFLA has, and it says size is important.
Uh-huh.
And I'd like Fez Watley to explain that. We know it certainly is an audience since WFLA ranks 10th, according to the Roger Fisher article.
Well, what's that mean?
Well, it ranks 10th in audience ratings, 25 to 54, 6 a.m. to midnight.
Well, I have nothing to do with that.
I know you don't. I'm just saying I want him to explain it.
You wonder what?
What size is important means. I mean, it certainly doesn't mean the size of the audience.
Have you read the billboard? Do you know how to read?
No, I don't know how to read.
By the way, since you hate the station so much, why do you listen all the time? Are you?
Who said I hate it? Well, you're making up stories as you go along, Bob.
I'm not making up stories.
I never said I hated it. You're making it up as you go along.
You must hate it because you constantly try to rip it down.
I'm not trying to rip it down. You're making up things as you go along, Bob. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do, sir.
You're making up stories as you go along. No, let's admit it.
We know who you are.
Let's admit it. Bob, you're making up stories as you go along. I never said I hated it, and I never tried to rip it down.
Guy that finally figured out how to send away 43 cents for an S&P 500, report. Big deal.
43 cents?
Why don't you have a job? Or
it only costs 10 cents to park by the library.
Have any friends?
I don't spend 43 cents.
You don't have any friends, that all you can do is to sit home and listen to WFLA and send away for S&P 500 reports that you don't understand.
I don't send away for them. I go down to the library, Bob. You might send away for them, but I don't. And you're making up things as you go along, too, because I don't send away for them.
So you hang around the men's room at the library. Is that it?
Yeah, look, finding you.
Why, would you be my friend?
Bob, don't make up stories as you go along, and don't shout. It doesn't improve your show.
What stories am I making up?
You said I hated the station. That's
well, you obviously do.
Why?
I don't know why, sir. I suppose you hate the world.
You say you're making up stories as you go along. You said I'm always trying to rip the station down.
Probably, but isn't there a senior citizen center somewhere around your house there? There must be. You're calling from Pinellas County. Why don't you go down to the Senior Citizen Center and try to meet some people your own age?
Shouting doesn't improve your arguments.
I'm not shouting, sir.
Quiet.
You're the one who's shouting.
Talking a normal
You're the one who's getting excited, sir.
Talking a normal tone, Bob.
This is my normal tone, sir.
That is your normal tone.
Yes, it is, sir. If you woke me up in the middle of the night, this is what I'd sound like.
When you make up stories, you tend to shout.
Sir, you're the one that's shouting.
No, you're making up stories,
now, sir,
and you're the one that's shouting.
I never said I hated the station. Men's room at the public library. They're open a little bit late tonight, and maybe you will meet somebody there.
Yeah, I know
okay?
you know they're open late. How do you know they're open late?
Because, sir...
Because you're there, baby.
No, sir,
You're there, baby, and you're making up stories, and you're shouting, baby.
Sir, my whereabouts can be explained at all times. That's more than
I can say
for you.
How do you know?
What do you mean, how do I know, sir?
Well, you said your whereabouts can be explained at all times. I said, how do you know?
Because I'm on the radio, sir. That's more than we can say for you. Standing by with a WFLA sports report. Oh, God, I love that instrument. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA. Hi, Tampa.
Robert.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's the kind of day that everyone seems to be calling up and requesting for callers to call in, so I want to put in a request for the Liar to call.
The Liar. We haven't heard from the Liar in many, many, many months, probably about 5 or 6.
Well, I was wondering if I figured you might have had him banned or something.
No. The only jerk that's banned is Tom and Lutz, and only until he apologizes or proves his accusation.
Well, that's fair enough.
I think it is, too.
And also a request. Last Friday, there was a caller named Doug, I think he was from Town and Country, sang that wonderful Bob Lassiter song. Oh, Bob Lassiter, you're my friend and my pal, something like that. What a guy. What a caller. What a voice. I think you have to have him on and do, a solo rendition of that song.
How could I have ever forgotten about that? But I did. Oh, my God.
What a classic, Bob.
Yeah.
What a classic.
We'll try to get him back on for sure.
Maybe this Friday he'll do a repeat performance for you.
You know, how could I be so lucky as to get a caller like him twice in a row?
No, it's a 1 in a million shot, I think, Bob.
I would think so myself, yeah. You're probably right. But we'll do what we can do.
All right, Bob.
Okay, take care. All right, off we go. Do you mind if I do line 6, considering the time? Okay, Betsy in Largo. My goodness, Betsy in Largo, a request in and of herself.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Betsy.
Okay, I would like to hear Del Rico Bob and Rocky Go At It and TJ and Peg from Peg from Tampa.
Peg from Tampa, yeah.
That's what I'd like to hear.
Okay.
Oh, and guess what? Do you know who I think Lud is? Ted Webb.
You think Lud is Ted Webb? Well,
yes.
I guess anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, all right, Bets.
Okay, bye.
Hey, bye-bye. There she goes. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Don Richards standing by with a tease.
Men, on March 16th, we'll draw the grand prize winner in the Learjet Fantasy. But to win, you must first enter and be drawn as a finalist for the grand prize drawing. Send your name, address, age, phone number, and destination, and the reason why you'd like to go there to Learjet Fantasy. News Radio 970, WFLA, 801 East Jackson, Tampa 33602. We will continue to draw finalists for the grand prize drawing to take place on March 16th. The Learjet Fantasy, only from News Radio 970, WFLA.
You know, it really amazes me how many people do not really and truly understand what a fine restaurant is. Now, these are people that go out to eat all the time, and spend a lot of money doing so. There are a handful of really fine restaurants in this area, and one of them, by far and away, is Calb's Cove. I mean, if your restaurant doesn't offer you tableside service, flambe desserts, a wide selection of almost anything that you would want, a discriminating diner would want, then you owe it to yourself to try Calb's Cove. Calb's Cove, first of all, is out by the beach, which in and of itself is a trip. We don't get out to the beach often enough. Calb's Cove. 3 different types just for an example, listen to this. 3 different types of veal. Veal piccata, veal Oscar, veal Monte Carlo. 2 different types of lamb. We're not talking about frozen foods here, dropped in a deep fat fryer. We're talking a fine dining experience in an intimate yet casual place, Calb's Cove, on Gulf Boulevard, 13155 in Madeira Beach. I highly recommend that you call 393-3448. This is a dining experience you will not forget. You will be back to Calb's Cove time and time and time again. And you could eat there almost forever without having the same thing twice. Calb's Cove, 13155 Gulf Boulevard, Madeira Beach, 393-3448. You owe it to yourself. You've got to try Calb's Cove. To the phones again we go, 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. A bitter, bitter, bitter disappointment, of course, that some of these people who are being requested are not showing up for the requests. Clearwater, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm not sure now who this guy is, so I'll try to imitate him for, and you tell me is it the petitioner or the lawyer? But he would go like, "Hiya, Bobby boy." Remember him?
Well, that sounds like the liar.
You know, he always would do that. You know, "Hiya, Bobby boy."
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought he was funny. So I guess it's the lawyer. I wasn't sure who it was because, it's been so long.
Well, the petitioner is a rather pathetic soul. The petitioner, of course, is another one of these people that doesn't have any friends, that just used to hang around the Circle K all the time trying to get people to sign a petition that he always said he had. And he just never showed up with it. I don't understand.
Oh, well, it probably was the liar then, because this guy, was usually, right on the ball, But he always called you Bobby boy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're welcome to call me Bobby boy if you don't.
No, it was the way he said it. He kind of had a nasal, way about him. It's like, "Hiya, Bobby boy."
I mean, my whole purpose here is to make you happy. That's the only reason that Michael and I come in every afternoon is to make you happy.
No, it was.
What is there anything I could do to make you happier still?
Well, then, one of these days, do a Flush the Line show. You remember those?
Yeah.
Where you answer the phone?
Yeah.
That would make me happy because I love to record those things.
You like to record them? Why do you want to record them?
Because a lot of people call in and they burp and they yell and they make jokes into the phone and they play with their telephones and everything. And it's just funny. It's sort of like listening to Anarchy over the radio.
Anarchy over the radio. Well, if you already have a tape of it, why do you need to hear it again?
Oh, it's sort of like Volume 2, Volume 3. It's like the Beatles, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got Beatles Hits Volume 1, Beatles Hits Volume 2.
Yeah.
I suppose it's like Chat with Bob 1, Chat with Bob 2, or...
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed those.
Okay, well, they're a little bit more difficult to do at this time of the day, but you never know.
All right.
You just never know. Keep your tape handy.
All right.
And
by the way, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who tried to do Ron, what's his name, last week from 95. I know I didn't do a good job.
Very bad.
All right.
Really bad. Super bad. Really bad. One more hour yet to go. Don't venture very far. 12 minutes after the hour, 5 o'clock. Welcome back. Third and final hour for a Thursday, February the 23rd, 1989. Tell you what I want you to do this hour, if you will. Obviously, the people that we were requesting decided not to help us out. Hey, sit on it and spin, Southside Johnny, and all you other people. Look what I did for you guys, and this is what you do for me. But nonetheless, there is something. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't quite know what to do with this time period as yet. I'm still feeling a tad uncomfortable. And I want to do what amounts to... God, please forgive me. Forgive me. A pull. Oh! Literally, what I want to do is try to get some kind of a feel as to what it is that you guys would ideally do with this time slot, with this time period. I want to ask you, quite simple, to rate on a scale of 1 to 10. Traffic, sports, news, contests and giveaways, weather, the calls, and guests. Okay? Traffic, sports, news, contests, giveaways, weather, calls, and guests. Scale of 1 to 10. Okay? Simple enough. Let me give you the telephone numbers. It would help so much. I'm such a good man. 461-9352 in Pinellas. 461-WFLA. Hillsboro, 990-9352. 990-WFLA. And, of course, being the good guy that I am, I will also, I'm just so generous, give you a general comment, okay, to make on this particular day part. I don't know what to do with it. It is a whole different trip. 990-9352 in Hillsboro, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Fair enough? Fair enough. My Michael is magically typing up there. Thorner is twinkling. Oh, is it twinkling? Unbelievable. Highway 27. Somewhere on Highway 27 on a car phone. Hi there, Highway. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Bob. This is Dan. I want to rate your things.
Okay.
Read them to me, and I'll give you some 1 to 10 numbers.
Scale of 1 to 10. Traffic.
4.
4. Sports.
3.
News.
8.
Contests and giveaways.
0.
Weather.
Weather. It's a crummy day. How about average on 5?
Calls.
6.
And guests.
9.
Okay. General comment.
Do I have a comment?
Yeah, any general comment you want to make on the afternoon drive?
Hey, Bob, you're out of range.
I'm out of range. Well, I guess that was a general comment. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA. Hi, Tampa.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
I'm not really sure I totally understand your poll. Is it to...
Just the various different elements at this time of the day. Just rate them for me on a scale of 1 to 10 as to how important they are to you.
Oh, how important they are to me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
Traffic.
4.
Sports.
3.
News.
5.
Contests and giveaways.
Maybe 4.
Weather.
2.
Callers. Calls.
9.
And guests.
10.
Huh. What kind of guests you like?
I like all kinds of different guests that you've had. I think it makes it interesting.
But I do so very few guests.
I know. It's a nice treat, though.
It's a nice treat. Would you rather keep any treat as opposed to a staple?
No, I think you should increase it. I think it's great. I think you work well. I think you underestimate yourself as an interviewer and stuff. I think it makes for real good radio.
Okay. Any other general comments?
Yes. I despise your new time slot.
Why?
Well, even though I have more of an opportunity to talk to you now, I'm one of those, like many others, that just got by work by listening to your show, and that really helps make my day. I can't even tell you how much that helps alleviate that kind of boredom.
What if I told you it makes me happier?
What have you what? I'm sorry?
What if I told you it makes me happier?
Well, that's good for you. I think it's not good. I really don't like it. As a matter of fact, I think that it was great for Norman. Dick Norman, I think, though I rarely agreed with him, was a real professional. And he sounded like he really knew what he was doing. And it sounded more like a kind of format for him. I think there's just too little of Lassiter in this time slot. There's too much going to all the stuff you have, all this business you got to do. And I hate it. I think you work better with the continuity that you're given in your older slot or a morning slot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
Be good. Off it is now to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA. Pity Poo Tampa couldn't hold on. Newest member of the Dog Meat Club. Now it's St. Petersburg. Hi there, St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob. I want to take your poll.
Okay. Traffic.
About a 4.
About a 4. Sports.
4.
News.
5.
Contests and giveaways.
About a 2.
Weather.
4.
Callers.
10.
And guests.
How about a 9?
Guys are surprising me on that. Why do you say that on the guests?
Because I like it when you have these religious fanatics and these astrologers and things on there with these harebrained ideas of there and everything to really show the public just how stupid some of their things are.
I haven't done an astrologer in well over a year, and the only time I did it then was to make a point with the management of the station where I had nothing but psychics on Saturdays.
Well, maybe you need to get some more on there.
The management here insane, and it worked.
So, by the way, I hate this new time slot you're in.
Why?
Because we don't get to hear enough of the Mad Dog.
You're just not used to it yet.
No. I mean, every time I turn around, every time I really get a chance to listen to the radio, there's a news break or a traffic report or Ted Webb's coming on. I mean, doesn't he have enough time at night to talk? He's got to talk on your show?
Well,
give me a break.
He's got to raise money to pay for all of that hamster food. Can't begin to imagine what he's doing with those hamsters. I'm very, very concerned. I mean, extremely concerned. As are a lot of other people around the radio station. General comment?
I would just wish we could hear more of the Mad Dog.
Okay.
Take care.
Be good.
Bye-bye.
One line open. It's in where? Pinellas, 461-9352, 461-WFLA. 19 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock. No. He's on the telephone. Oh. Perhaps he's talking... take another call? Okay. Well, since he's on the phone. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Good afternoon, Bob.
Hi, Tampa.
I'd like to go ahead and participate in this.
Here we go. Traffic.
Oh, I think that's a 10.
10. Sports.
A 1.
A 1. Whoa. News.
No offense to Ted Webb or anything. News, I'd say about a 4 3/4.
4 3/4. Contests and giveaways.
Oh, I don't care nothing about that either. Maybe I'll give that a 2.
Weather forecast.
0. I know what the weather is. I don't need someone telling me every 15, 20 minutes.
Calls.
Oh, excellent. I'd say give that a 9.
And guests.
Another 9.5. Now, I'll have to reiterate what the other gentleman was saying. I'd like to hear more interviews, too. And as far as your new time slot, terrible move, I think, by the station. You might like it better, but we hate it out here. There's just too much going on. We don't get to hear enough of the Mad Dog. We'd like you at 12, and that's what it should be. And darn it, I think they ought to put it back. I don't think we're going to get used to it. I really don't, Bob. I really think that you need to be in the afternoon where all the weirdos, unemployed people can call in. I really, really don't like you from 3 to 6. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Take care. Now we go to Ted Webb, hopefully off of the phone. Ted, how's your bookie?
Oh, it's we got a good spread on the game, Bobby.
Okay.
Put in
a 2.
News.
2.
Contest. Giveaways.
0.
Weather.
0.
Callers.
10.
Guess.
0.
That's because you're a caller, Bill. Why are you taking part in the poll? You don't listen to this radio station for any of the reasons that most people do, except to occasionally call out.
No, Bob, I haven't missed you in 2 years.
But besides the point, you're a caller, Bill.
Well, the point is, I just don't like interviews, Bob. I hear them so darn much on television and radio, and I used to listen to John Eastman, and he killed me forever on interviews. And as far as your new spot, Bobby, I love you, but it don't fit you. I've talked to several guys, friends of mine, that listen to you every day, and everybody has to agree they love you, but it just don't show your talent. For some reason, there's too many breaks. You can't hold your audience, and it kind of cheapens your whole act. Your act is too good. It's just. You have to be the whole program, Bob, because that's the reason people turn on your program is to hear you, and you've got to be the center of it. And I just don't like all those diversions. I know you like that.
Bill.
Yeah.
Don Richards is standing by with the WFLA newscast. Don, I can't help what Bill has to say.
Some new developments now in that situation in which a man with a gun is holed up in a home in eastern Hillsborough County. 970 WFLA's Steve Hall joins us live. Steve?
Shots fired now, Don.
What can Country Mortgage and Investment Corporation possibly do for you? I don't know. The possibilities are endless. Are you looking for a first mortgage? Are you looking for a second mortgage? Maybe you've got some credit problems. Maybe you're interested in a commercial development. Maybe you're looking for a construction loan. See, that's the whole thing about Town and Country Mortgage and Investment Corporation, a licensed mortgage broker working out of 1452 North Dale Mabry Highway. That's the whole point. You bring them the problem, they solve it. Simple as that. Owner-occupied homes, loans to $250,000. Small commercials, up to $300,000. Credit criteria, good, bad, slow, or no credit. The purpose of the loan, any worthwhile purpose. No upfront fees. Did you hear me? No upfront fees. Approval time, 24 to 48 hours in most cases, and closing within 4 to 15 days, depending upon the case and the speed in which they receive all the required documentation, basically from you. Town and Country Mortgage and Investment Corporation. They want to work with you. They want to work with you, and it doesn't make any difference if somebody else has turned you down or if you've had trouble in the past or if it's a very complicated matter. Doesn't make any difference. Town and Country Mortgage and Investment Corporation, licensed mortgage broker. 264-2648, 14502 North Dale Mabry Highway. Please, tell them I sent you. Tampa, hi, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Bob.
Hi, Tampa.
No one would I wait for this long.
Well.
But you, big Bob.
Oh, well.
I have laryngitis, but if you don't vote, don't bitch. So let me.
I guess that's one way of phrasing it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I say traffic flow only and accidents.
Traffic only accidents.
Yes, the flow only.
Yeah, okay.
No repartee. Dragnet. Facts only.
Uh-huh.
And weather, I have a thermometer. I also have a watch.
Okay.
And I couldn't care less about sports. I can wait till 6.
But poor Ted Webb, he
I like him, but let him get on and take Lionel's slot, who has a music contest.
Uh-huh.
Memory, name that tune,
Right.
All right. Contest.
Do you mean Alabama never played at your sorority?
Never.
And you're not just burning to get on the air? Oh, okay. Well,
No. I'm sorry about that, darling. Oh, before I forget, congratulations. I'm a 5-year non-smoker on the 28th of this month.
Hey, congratulations to you.
Stick with it, hon. It's worth it.
I'm positive it's over and done with.
And 10 on you.
And
and
of course, at least 10 on me.
8 on guests.
Okay.
Hate your time slot.
Well, you'll get used to it.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
That's why I've waited all this time. But my time's valuable,
get
too.
used to it.
Do you know what it sounds like?
What?
A crazy quilt. No continuity.
No continuity.
No, because you've got to stop for all that gobbledygook.
Uh-huh.
And we love you. All the men have told you that. Now a woman's telling you.
Whoa.
Believe us.
Where's Fez Watley when you need him?
Well, you just be where we want you in the afternoon when we can listen and get through that period.
Okay.
And do move, will you, darling?
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye. Tampa again. Hi, Tampa. You're on there at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob. I'd like to make a comment, but first I'd like to take your poll.
Okay, traffic.
Traffic, 6.
6. Sports.
Sports, 10.
News.
News, 10.
Contests and giveaways.
I guess about a 4.
Weather.
Weather, 8.
Callers.
Callers, 8.
And guests.
Guests, 8.
Okay.
Bob, I've already confessed to the person who comes on in the morning, Lionel, that you just possess something that a lot of other personalities just don't have.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you are a genius at what you do. I've confessed that to Lionel, and of course, I like all of you guys, but you are to talk show what I guess age is to wine. You bring out the best in it.
Well, you seem to have covered that, yeah.
So that is my final comment. Although I hate to flog a dead horse, but your other time slot was absolutely beautiful because once you got on a roll, you could pursue it, and now you don't seem to be able to have that kind of time. So whatever you guys work out, I do prefer your other time slot number 1.
Thank you very much. Perhaps it's because people constantly repeat themselves when they do get on the air. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yes, how you doing, Bob?
Thank you.
I'd like to take your poll.
Traffic.
Traffic is about a 3.
Sports.
Sports, a 10 on Ted Webb. Otherwise, I don't care.
News.
News, about an 8.
Contest.
About a 2.
Weather.
Weather, about a 2.
Callers.
Callers, a 10.
And guests.
When they're like David Caton and that kind of stuff, a 10. Those were interesting programs.
And any general comments?
Yes. The time slot that you're in is probably great for you personally, but I think for the audience, I don't know who's the guy that was on in your time slot. The guy that sells the revival tents or something. What? Save on Sam. I like that time slot much better than this one. Although when Paul, golly gee whiz, Gonzalez was on with the two-way calls, that was pretty good in this time slot. I preferred you much more at night, and I know you probably don't like that, but I thought the nighttime was great on the other station.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Take care, Sarasota. Hi, Sarah. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob. I'd like to take your poll.
Traffic.
2.
Sports.
6. News. 7.
Contest.
0.
Weather.
2.
Callers.
10.
And guests.
6.
And general comments.
Well, I like you in this slot from the aspect of being able to call you. It's the first time I've had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm afraid you're going to have to start shortening your monologues up and losing some of the value of your show. One of the things I always liked best was that, it's very enlightening. You give these monologues and bring up a lot of ideas, and I just don't feel
I've done basically one monologue a month for the last year. I don't do long monologues anymore. I haven't for a while.
Well, it just seems to me like you're going to lose a lot of the flow of the show.
Okay. Well, that's reasonable. Okay, I thank you.
All right, Bob. Thank you.
Be good. By the way, let me dip into the pile of goodies here. People wanting a dream Learjet vacation, coming up with a name, Frank Hoffman. Frank Hoffman in Sarasota. Frank wants to go to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. An excellent choice, Frank, an absolutely excellent choice. Says he wants to take his wife on a special trip to her former home. Interesting, Frank. It's your place, your plane if you want. It's the News Radio 970 WFLA Learjet Fantasy. But you've got to send in your card if you want to be part of it, okay? We'll have a grand drawing on March the 16th, where all the finalists will get together in one big happy pile, and one person will be selected to have a 1,200-mile round trip. Of course, Learjet Fantasy trip with $1,000 in cash. That's as simple as that. Send your card to Learjet Fantasy, News Radio 970 WFLA, 801 East Jackson Street, Tampa. Of course, tell us who you are, where you live, how we can get in touch with you, and where you'd like to go. Don Richards standing by with the WFLA News Brief. Donald, 5:54 the time. Back to the phones we go. Hi there, Indian Rocks. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob. The master of the two-way, the king of the chicken chokers. Yes, sir, I would like to take your survey, not your poll.
Oh, okay. Traffic.
Traffic, we'll give them a 9-9.
A 9-9.
9-9.
Oh, Henry's not listening. Sports.
Sports, Teddy Webb, we'll give them a 3-8.
3-8. Whoa, what are you doing to poor Webb?
Well, I like that from 6 o'clock. We don't get enough time to hear you, but I'll make that.
You're really into that women's mud wrestling that he carries.
That's it.
Covers so well. News.
News, we'll give them a 2-2.
2-2.
Too much news, not enough Lassiter.
Contest,
give it a 5-5.
A 5-5?
Yeah.
Let's see, one of the finalists. Weather,
we'll give it a 1-0.
Oh, 1-0. Calls,
we'll give a 9-9-9.
And finally, guess.
Yes, we'll give them a 10-0.
Why are you people... I never do guess.
Well,
what the hell is it? What's the matter with you people? You're rating for something I don't do.
We liked it when you had Richard Dortch on and
it was 6 months ago.
Well, I know it was 6 months ago, but you did it. When you did it, you get these people and you put them on the ropes and you really let them have it. You know, you ask them questions that everybody out on the street would like to ask them. And, and when you do that, it's good. Now, commercials, too much news. News, they can, these news breaks.
Too many what?
Too much news.
No. Before that, too many what?
Too many what?
You said before news, too many what? Began with a C.
Began with the C?
Yes, followed by an O.
C-O?
A couple of M's, an E, an R, a C, an I, an A, an L.
I don't know.
Oh, grief. I just spelled it for you.
Colonel? What's that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do you have a car?
A fast one.
A fast one?
Mm-hmm.
Take good care of it?
Oh, yeah.
You wash it?
Yeah.
By yourself?
No, I go to the Grand Prix Car Wash.
To the Grand Prix Car Wash?
Yeah, the one over there on Seminole.
Do you realize that this week at the Grand Prix Car Wash there's a special going on?
There's no.
A special on the Supreme. Do you have your car when you go to the Grand Prix? Do you get the Supreme?
When I go over there, they give it the kiss of approval.
Now we're talking about the one with the 3 different waxes, the undercarriage wash, the complete armor all inside and out, including your tires.
Including the tires. When I leave there, I have to put my sunglasses on.
Wiping it down, of course, the car inside and out, vacuuming, cleaning the windows inside and out, the Supreme. Is that the one we're talking about?
They even take and vacuum clean the ashes out of the ashtray.
They wash the ashtray, my friend.
Right out.
Well, if you'll take your car over to the Grand Prix Car Wash this week and get a Supreme, pay full price next time you go back and get a Supreme half price.
A half price Supreme?
Now you said that you go to the one on Seminole. Is that
the one right over near Parkins? Down on Seminole.
Yeah, about a half a block east of Seminole Boulevard.
That's it.
10471 Park Boulevard.
Yeah, right near that one restaurant right there.
You ever go into South Tampa?
Sure.
Gandy Boulevard?
No, I've never been to that one, no.
Well, the next time you're in South Tampa, may I recommend the one on Gandy? It's the newest location.
The newest?
3622. 3620. Write that down.
All right, wait a minute.
3622 Gandy Boulevard.
3622 Gandy.
Don't hurt yourself now.
Oh.
And And Clearwater, do you get to Clearwater very often?
Well, sometimes I do. It's just that, you know, they don't let me leave the beach very often.
You know where the Clearwater High School is, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Then you know where the Clearwater Grand Prix car wash is.
The
because
Clearwater
it's right,
Tornado High School?
It's right across the street from the Clearwater High School at 1880 Gulf to Bay Boulevard.
Well, that's where I take my fast car.